Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz and I'm Preeti. Coming up in the next half an hour. Ademola Lookman's stunning hat-trick guides Atalanta to their first Europa League title, ending behind Leverkusen's remarkable unbeaten streak of the season. Rajasthan Royals ends Royal Challengers Bengaluru's 6-match unbeaten streak to set up qualifier 2 with Sunrisers Hyderabad. Hyderabad captain Pat Cummins speaks exclusively to DD India ahead of qualifier 2, says confident of making it to the finals. Ademola Lookman scored a sensational hat-trick as Atalanta ended a 61-year trophy drought while devastating by Leverkusen's dream of an unbeaten season in the Europa League final at a boisterous Aviva Stadium. Take a look at this report.
Atalanta became the first-time Europa League champions, ending German champions Bayern Leverkusen's remarkable unbeaten streak, ending their dream of securing a treble. This is just Atalanta's second major trophy in their 117-year history. Lookman, who struggled to establish himself in the English Premier League with Everton, Fulham and Leicester City before reviving his career in Italy under Atalanta coach Gianpiero Gasperini, struck twice inside the first 26 minutes before sealing the win 15 minutes from full time.
Probably, yeah. You know, I've always had the confidence in my ability to, to create, to score goals, to help my teammates, assist them. And, in the past 2 years, like I said, I've been able to take my game to a new level and been able to show that on a more consistent basis. So maybe it would have came earlier, but it's come now. I'm pleased with the progress that I've made, but this is just the beginning. I hope for more nights like this and just hope to progress and to get better and better.
The victory ended Gasperini's own 2-decade-long pursuit of major silverware as his side totally outmatched Xabi Alonso's formidable Leverkusen side, or Never Loosen as they had been dubbed after going an incredible 51 games unbeaten.
Intanto godiamoci la vittoria di questo.
Hugely proud for all of Italy because it was a cursed trophy, even if it was only Inter and Roma who made the final over the last 25 years and lost. It shows just what a competitive competition this is. Having won it with Atalanta is perhaps one of those footballing fairy tales that very rarely happen. And it does show there's still room for meritocracy in football. There's still room for ideas, and it doesn't only come down to numbers and the Super League. There's still faith in other teams that don't necessarily have huge numbers, but that can still achieve great things.
Vincere essendo comunque sostenibile.
Atalanta fans who came to see the match were euphoric on Atalanta's victory.
It's an historic win. It's crazy. It's unbelievable, guys. It's not describable tonight. It's Cinderella of Europe that it's coming to the stairs, like to the top. It's amazing.
We cannot even believe we won. We're still trying to figure out how this happened. After Leverkusen, he was unbeaten for 50 matches. So we're very happy we're the one who beat them.
Thousands of jubilant Atalanta fans also gathered in Bergamo to celebrate their side's first Europa League title.
It's super emotional to see Atalanta growing so much. I wasn't expecting this. It's magic. It's magic.
Think of my dad, who supported Atalanta since he was 5 years old and had never seen them win. So now it's more for him and for everyone. For Bergamo, very beautiful, very beautiful.
This defeat ended Leverkusen's 51-game unbeaten run this season across all competitions. They had claimed 42 wins and 9 draws before tonight's defeat. Leverkusen, who scored 143 goals this season, have conceded 42 after letting in 3 in this game. They became the first team to go unbeaten in a Bundesliga season. On the other hand, this win ended Atalanta's 61-year trophy drought. Sports Desk, DD India.
On to tennis, Novak Djokovic celebrated his 37th birthday with a 6-3, 6-3 win over German Yannick Hanfmann on Wednesday in the second round of the Geneva Open. The world number one accepted a late wildcard to compete at the ATP 250 tournament this week after a less than ideal run-up to next week's French Open. This was Djokovic's 1,100th tour-level match win. Now, the Serb is only the third man to achieve this milestone behind Jimmy Connors' 1,274 wins and Roger Federer's 1,251. Two-time finalist Dominic Thiem said a sad farewell to Roland Garros after the soon-to-retire Austrian was knocked out in the second round of the qualifying round on Wednesday in Paris. Thiem was beaten 6-2, 7-5 by Otto Virtanen on court Susan Lenglen and would not make an 11th and final appearance in the main draw of the clay court Grand Slam. Thiem, who reached the final at Roland Garros in 2018 and 2019, announced this month that he will retire at the end of the year after struggling to return to top form following a wrist injury. The French Open starts next week and the men's singles draw is set to feature Rafael Nadal for one final time. With 14 championships to his name, the clay courts in Paris have been a happy hunting ground for the 37-year-old Spaniard, who says he expects to retire after the 2024 season. DD India correspondent Ross Cullen gets us more.
Well, the question on everybody's lips in terms of the men's draw here in Paris will be, can Rafael Nadal win a 15th men's singles title? Unprecedented numbers. He's already won 14 Roland Garroses since back in 2005, his first title when he was a teenager, looking to see if he can win and finalise his career here in Paris with another title. It would take him to 23 Grand Slams in total, still trying to chase down Novak Djokovic, who's on 24. Maybe the two of them will meet at some point in the final. That will be the question. Also, though, the man who is tipped to replace Rafael Nadal as the most exciting, the highest ranked Spaniard on tour, Carlos Alcaraz. It'll be worth watching to see if he's able to make progress. Yannick Sinner potentially impacted by injury, though. In terms of the women's draw, hard to look past Iga Swiatek, the world number one. The women's title winner here in 2022. In 2023, can she win a third on the spin? Can she win her fourth French Open title? But the story really will be Rafael Nadal. Can he round off his career with another win that would take him to 15 French Open titles? And the action begins this coming Sunday on the 26th of May. Ross Cullen in Paris reporting for DD India.
Let's turn focus to IPL now. Rajasthan Royals ended Royal Challengers Bengaluru's eventful campaign in the IPL with a 4-wicket win in the eliminator round in Ahmedabad on Wednesday. Sent into bat, Royal Challengers Bengaluru scored 172 for 8. Rajat Patidar top scored for RCB with 34 off 22 balls. In-form opener Virat Kohli made 33 off 24 balls before falling to Willie leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal, while Mahipal Lomror scored a brisk 17-ball 32. Earlier in reply, Rajasthan Royals chased down the target of 173 with 6 balls to spare. Opener Yashasvi Jaiswal struck a 30-ball 45, while Riyan Parag and Shimron Hetmer chipped in with a quick-fire 36 and 26 respectively. 2008 winners Royals will face Sunrisers Hyderabad in Chennai on Friday for a place in the IPL final to be played on Sunday. Indian wicketkeeper and stalwart Dinesh Karthik concluded his IPL career with a defeat in the eliminator match against Rajasthan Royals on Wednesday. Karthik, who had already hinted that this IPL would be his last, received a guard of honour from his teammates after the conclusion of the match in Ahmedabad. Though he hasn't officially confirmed the news, Karthik took off his gloves and acknowledged the applause from the crowd after the heartbreaking defeat. Karthik, who made his debut in T20 League 16 years ago, remains one of the finest finishers in this format of the game. Sunrisers Hyderabad are all set to compete in Qualifier 2 against Rajasthan Royals in the IPL. Hyderabad captain Pat Cummins is confident of making it to the finals. DD India spoke to him exclusively. Let's listen in.
And enjoying managing the young Indian cricketers in India?
It's been great. It's my first time captaining an IPL side, captaining a T20 side. And I've really, loved working with our players. Got a great bunch of guys. With the bowling, it's quite experienced. Bhuvaneshwar, Unikat, Nataraj, and that's been great for me. And then lots of, energetic youngsters, Nitish Reddy, Kumar, Abhishek, guys like this. It's always refreshing to see them come through.
And the team is in positive mindset after they lost against KKR?
Yeah, didn't play our best game. In fact, it was probably close to our worst game. But that happens. We've been playing some awesome cricket this season. So, aim to put on one of our better performances, and we think on our day we can beat anyone. So that's what the aim is for tomorrow.
Former Australian speedster Brett Lee believes Jasprit Bumrah will be a key player in the ICC Cricket World Cup in the US and West Indies. In an exclusive conversation with DD India correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya, Lee also mentioned that Kolkata are the favourites to win this edition of the IPL.
Look who's in town. That's Brett Lee. Sir, you are here chatting up with your friends, old pals, and coming together for this Legends League. How does it, everything coming out?
Yeah, look, firstly, it's great to be back in Delhi, and it's great to catch up with all the boys, with Dilshan and Swanee and PP. Guys that I've played a lot of cricket against in my career and made friendships off the field. So firstly, it's good to actually see those guys. And for the Legends Intercontinental T20 that's happening in Texas this year, looking forward to seeing how all that unfolds.
Everything is now shifting towards America. The World Cup is also happening there, isn't it? And who do you think is going to be the favourite team, for you at least?
Yeah, look, honestly, I haven't even looked too far into the World Cup. I've been purely focused on the Indian Premier League currently. There's been a lot of cricket, and I'll get through Sunday, then I'll shift my focus onto the T20 World Cup.
Who's your favourite for Sunday?
I think it's going to be very hard to beat KKR. They are the team in form. They've got some quality players. Like every side's got quality players, but they just seem to nail their positions. They're very strong at the top with the bat. They've got good bowling options up front as well.
Right. Just wanted to check with you. You've seen most of the Indian players, and when you see the Indian team lineup, do you think which player do you believe that is going to be an X factor in the World Cup?
Well, everyone's talking spin because the low, slow wickets, but I think someone like a Jasprit Bumrah will still have that killer Yorker, and the ball might tail in nicely for him. Reverse swing.
Reverse swing, do you believe there's going to be a major factor there?
I think it will be a factor. Maybe not a major factor, but definitely some sort of factor.
Much appreciate your time. So that was Brett Lee saying that reverse swing and Jasprit Bumrah may be a major factor in the World Cup in America. With camera person Jaishankar, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
You're watching DD India Sports Buzz. We are heading for a short break, but after the break, Australian spinner Nathan Lyon is confident that Australia will give a tough competition to India in the upcoming 2020 World Cup. He speaks to DD India.
As India decides in the world's largest election,
we help you feel the pulse of the nation.
I am Sakal Bhatt.
I am Shubhendu Ghosh.
This election season, join us on a journey of India.
We are in Assam. This is the tea city of India.
From down south, Tamil Nadu.
Discover the colours of democracy.
Gateway to northeast of India.
Coastal state of Kerala. Watch Whole Pulse on DT India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz and I'm Preeti. Cricketer Nathan Lyon is confident that Australia will give a tough competition to India in the upcoming 2020 World Cup. He also shares about cricketing rivalries with England and India. He spoke exclusively to DD India. Let's listen in.
Joining me is a special guest, Australian cricketer Nathan Lyon, Test cricket's 7th highest wicket taker, Australian great, Australia's most successful test-off spinner of all time and currently playing for Lancashire. Welcome, Nate. Welcome to DD India. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. How have you been? And playing for Lancashire and you getting Ben Stokes out is all over the news.
Hey, mate. Yeah, thank you. It's been pretty amazing being here in England. It's a bit wet today, so it's not ideal for cricket. But no, we had a great result down in Blackpool against Durham, and it's amazing to play against Ben Stokes in the county championship. So good fun.
Nate, you emerge as a central character in all 3 episodes of the 3rd season of the Test. You had made multiple cameos also, including winning against India. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, well, the first game you'll see on the Test doco is the World Test Championship final. Obviously, in my opinion, you had the 2 best teams competing for the trophy at the Oval. And it's always a pleasure to play against India. It's a totally different experience for all of us to play against each other, but in England. Didn't really make sense, but it's a good experience, and very fortunate enough for Australia's benefit that we were able to play some really good cricket that week. But it's pretty amazing to play against the greats of Indian cricket.
Nate, also, sobbing uncontrollably after blowing up your right calf during a fiery contest at Lord's in Ashes last year. And you said this, that Australia would have won the series 4-0 if you were there. You want to share that emotion with us?
Yeah, obviously pretty raw emotion when I did my calf muscle. There was a lot of fear unknown. Was my career done? How bad was the injury, etc. But I've been very fortunate enough to have an incredible family and an amazing medical staff around me and really support me through my rehab. And but yeah, I have been asked a lot if I was there, do I feel like the result would have been different? And the way I look at that, I see myself as a really big difference within the 2 teams that were competing at the time. But you are also asking a professional athlete, do I think I can win? I never go into any series or any Test match thinking I'm going to lose.
Has that encouraged you to play another Ashes in the UK in 2027?
Yeah, that's a plan. But we've got one. That's my big main goal is in long term is to ensure that I'm here representing Australia and competing for the Ashes in 2027. But we've got a massive couple of challenges ahead with obviously India at home this summer. Then the following summer at home we've got England Ashes at home as well. So a lot of cricket to be played, but one eye is on that future.
Nate, also, I want to go a little bit back from a curator, support staff, to becoming a cricketer and taking 500 Test wickets. Share that journey with us. You're a big inspiration for all the youngsters out there.
Yeah, well, I started doing curating at Manuka Oval in Canberra when I was 18. Then I moved down to Adelaide when I was 22 and finished my curating career there before getting the opportunity to play cricket for South Australia. Then happened pretty quickly, and I made my debut about 9 months after making my first class debut. And then fast forwarding, I'm sitting here now representing Lancashire after playing 129 Test matches. So I've been extremely lucky, but there's been a lot of hard work along the way.
And you wish to share your best moments in cricket? You stuck the first ball of the Test cricket, maybe getting baggy green or taking 500 Test wicket, or your comebacks maybe. What will you pick, your best moment?
Best moment. That's a very hard one to answer. I feel like receiving my baggy green is extremely special, but I've been able to play in some very special Test series around the world and play against some amazing people. So it's a pretty genuine answer, but I feel like being able to compete against some of the best players to ever play the game has been very special. The likes of Tendulkar, AB de Villiers, Virat Kohli, just to name a couple. So very, very, very lucky that I've been able to compete against so many people around the world.
Nate, we know, Ashes is the ultimate test for Aussies and England, but where does India stand in terms of competition, being an opponent for Australia?
They're right up there. if they're not number one, they're right next to it. They're equal number one. I've always said as Australian cricketer that Ashes is a pinnacle, but the Indian series over the last number of years, since my debut for the last 14 years, India have been an extremely hard team to compete against at home and away, obviously. So India they've got the wood on us at the moment at playing cricket at home. So as an Australian cricket team, we're looking for a really good competitive summer this summer at home. But the Indian side, they're just full of superstars every time they come out. So it's going to be another big challenge for us.
And your favourite Indian cricketers of all time? Maybe Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli or some other?
Yeah, definitely Tendulkar, Kohli, but I'm going to say Jadeja as well. Okay. I've got a lot of time for Jadeja. He's very, very close to me. I'm a big fan of Ravi.
Okay. Nate, also T20 World Cup is coming up. Tell us your favourite picks. Australia looks strong on paper.
Yes, I've got obviously a biased eye, but I think in the final will be Australia versus India.
Okay. Any other favourite team apart from India and Australia?
I think England will be in the top 4 with South Africa.
Okay. And Nathan also, 100 consecutive appearances in Test cricket. How did you do that? Tell us about your fitness level. How did you do that? Seldom it happens, non-stop on the trot, 100 Test matches.
Yeah, it's something I'm very proud about. It's to be the first bowler ever to bowl playing 100 consecutive Test matches. It's been a lot of hard work. Got an incredible fitness trainer in Tom Carter. He's been my go-to.
And last question before we wind up, Nathan. Advice for youngsters who want to play cricket professionally. What do you want to tell them? They don't know where to start from.
I think you need to really ensure that your main skill is extremely consistent. If you're an off-spin bowler, that you're trying to spin the ball as hard as you can and trying to land the ball in the same spot every time.
All right, Nathan, we'll wind it up. It was great talking to you. Take care and all the best for your future endeavours. Thank you for speaking with DD India.
Thank you.
All right, after that exclusive champion speak, we now turn focus to hockey. FIH Pro Hockey League. Indian men's hockey team defeated Argentina in Belgium in a close penalty shootout 5-4 on Wednesday after both the teams were logged at 2 each at the end of the regulation time. India and Argentina got 1 point each for the draw, while the men in blue received 1 bonus point for winning the shootout. India next face Belgium on Thursday night. All right, that's it in this edition of DD India Sports Pass. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on your screens to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching Sports Pass.